President Donald Trump congratulated Vladimir Putin yet again on Russia's hosting of the World Cup tournament, his second offer of felicitations for the successful running of the soccer championship. Trump began the leaders' meeting in Helsinki with warm words of praise for the Russian president. "I'd like to congratulate you on a really great World Cup. One of the best ever from what everybody tells me. One of the best ever. And also for your team itself doing so well," he said as he sat with his Russian counterpart at the meeting start. "I watched quite a bit. In the United States we call it soccer. And I watched quite a bit, and I watched the entire final and the semi-finals, and they were really spectacular games, but it was beautifully done, so congratulations on that," he added. Putin sat next to him, slumped in a chair, but nodded as the translator repeated the president's words in Russian. Trump was on a Twitter tier on Sunday during the final game, which France won 4-2 over Croatia. As he flew from Scotland, where he had spent the weekend golfing, to Finland, the president issued multiple tweets surrounding his upcoming meeting, the Justice Department's indictment on Friday of Russian nationals in connection with the 2016 election, and the World Cup. Twitter users complained throughout the messages that Trump should chill out and watch the game instead of tweeting from his plane. "Congratulations to President Putin and Russia for putting on a truly great World Cup tournament, one of the best ever," the president wrote in one tweet. Trump only had kind words for Putin, saying he was looking forward to meeting with him in another tweet. The president has been criticized for his lack of criticism of Putin, with some complaining he has more words of praise for the Russian leader than his own allies. Share this article. Share Trump's tweet on Sunday came as Putin stood in the pouring rain in St. Petersburg to hand out the championship trophy. Putin is not known to be a huge fan of soccer, although he did attend the final match with the presidents of France and Croatia. And he is letting soccer fans travel in and out of Russia visa-free until the end of the year with their fan card. Russia's hosting of the 2018 World Cup Championship is almost as controversial as its role in the 2016 U.S. presidential race. There were allegations officials were bribed, and soccer's governing body, the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, FIFA, had its reputation badly damaged by a corruption scandal that was led by the U.S. Department of Justice and resulted in the indictment of 14 officials. Former British Prime Minister David Cameron, who was in office during the selection process for the 2018 Cup, which England lost out on to Moscow, indicated he thought Russia won through nefarious means. "Corruption was the blockage to so many of the things that we wanted to achieve," he said in April. "We wanted to lead the world in great sporting events that bring people together. Yet how did Russia end up winning the bid for the 2018 World Cup? I will let you fill in the blanks on that one." Russia is not the only country to have its World Cup bid questioned. Qatar, which is hosting the 2022 World Cup, has had many allegations of bribery and corruption against it. Since Moscow was chosen in 2010 to host this year's Cup, Russia's relations with other countries has declined, particularly in light of wars in Ukraine and Syria, its annexing of the Crimea, and its interference in the U.S. presidential election. But hosting a major sporting event such as the Olympics, the Super Bowl or the World Cup gives the host nation a chance to shine and show some national pride. The United States soccer team did not qualify for the World Cup. Russia's team came in 8th in the tournament. President Trump also congratulated the French soccer team on their 4-2 victory over Croatia. Congratulations to France, who played extraordinary soccer on winning the 2018 World Cup, he wrote Sunday on Twitter. It was France's first win since 1998. Trump and French President Emmanuel Macron have had an on-off relationship that has gone hot and cold depending on the issue of the day. Macron was the recipient of Trump's first formal state dinner with the French president and his wife, joining the first couple at the White House in April. And while Macron and Trump probably have one of the strongest relationships among world leaders, the French president was critical of Trump's decision to raise tariffs on the European Union and disagreed with the American president's assertion that Germany is a captive of Russia. Trump met privately with Putin for around 2 hours on Monday afternoon in Helsinki before the two leaders joined aides for a working lunch. He said it went very well. Their meeting began 45 minutes late as Putin arrived behind schedule.